Beautiful. Whenever you're settled, you have your strap. Go ahead and lay all the way back. Body's comfortable. Breath is flowing. So as we're starting to tune into our intention for today, the intention comes from a natural thing I got to see the other day. It was kind of cool. There, with one of these windy afternoons, I was going on this walk and there was a bird who took off flying and it hit the currents just right where it got to just practically glide. There was no work. It was just, you know, hitting the air just right, floating. And it was funny because as I was walking by it, it was staying in the same position as I was walking past. And so to me, what that means is, metaphorically, what I can take from it is sometimes in life we fight against the hard things, and then that just leads to a struggle and everything feels hard, like walking against the wind on those windy days. But sometimes we can learn to just glide with it, go with it, use it, in fact, to our advantage, and it can lead us to a much deeper, more beautiful spot than we were at before. So that's the image that I'd like us to work with today. We're going to do different things that are, say, you know, eagle's pose, things like that, that inspire us with that flying image. And you'll notice by doing eagle's pose, it's not a spread open arm. It's a much more tight contracted space. But when we spread our arms open afterwards, it feels very expansive. It feels like the energy in our body is willing to just glide, kind of like that image that we were talking about. So that's what we're playing with today, that flying analogy. And so with that, to help lead us on, let's begin. The knees start off by coming into the chest. Take a couple of easy rocking movements, left and right. Let that low back and let the hips be a little bit more free. And relax. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to set up our legs like an eagle's pose. So the right thigh crosses really tightly over the left thigh. And then we're trying to grab onto each ankle. So if that's difficult, just use the strap to grab onto one of the joints. And let's allow the hips to just settle into that really expansive shape for a couple of breaths. Nice, easy inhales. Good exhales. And keep that breath flowing, imagining the breath is kind of like the wind under the bird's wings, helping to push it up to the point where there's no effort. A slow, deep breath, take about 3 more rounds. Good. After that third breath, the hands start to release. Keep this leg crossed over just as it is, but set the foot on the ground for a moment. And we're taking the rest of the eagle's pose shape. So right elbow starts to wind under left. If your hands can't wind all the way around, you'll set up a bear hug instead, and that's a good variation. You can continue through the rest of class. So you just be walking your hands backwards toward the shoulder blades. If you've got the full eagle's pose, we're setting up in a way that helps to stretch out the shoulders. So you'll try to set the shoulders down away from ears. And then for me, I get into that nice shoulder stretch by starting to bring the hands to the space above the crown of my head. Starting to lift up to that spot. The elbows are lifting. Just breathe into the shoulders stretching open for a little bit. One more nice inhale. Exhale. And then we'll do an inhale with some crunches. So inhale, exhale, elbows touch up to the knees, and tap back down. Here's 9, and tap. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now let the arms spread open left and right. Feel how expansive it is to have that wingspan spread. With the foot that's on the ground, bump the hips an inch to the right. The knees start to fall over to the left. The shoulders and the arms are still spreading open like we're flying. The breath is flowing like it's an easy gliding motion. So 2 more cycles of breath flow through. Good. Now hips return to the ground, recenter them on the floor. And just like I promised, after little contracted spaces, it's a moment of expansion. So legs go up to sky, let them spread open, wide figure V. Hands are welcome to come up to rest on the inner thighs. Just relaxing open. One more breath, let it flow in. Just easy gliding out. Good. So now we've got the left thigh crossing over the right, grab onto each ankle. And again, if ankles aren't working, you can use our strap to help or just hug around the knees. Three more breaths, try to slow it down, nice and easy. After those 3, the foot goes to the ground. We've got the left elbow winding under the right. Either take the bear hug or the palms wrapping all the way around. And then set the shoulders up in a way that feels like a stretch. So again, for me, it's shoulders pressed down, but the fingertips start to rise up above head. One more breath here. Natural exhale. And then inhale, prep for the crunches. Exhale, lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Arms spread open like wings. The hips bump an inch to left. The knees fall to right. The wings spread. It's like we're soaring here. It's perfect balance with gravity and air. Two more breaths, just releasing into gravity as much as possible. After that second breath, hips down, unwind. This time drop left leg all the way down to the ground, right leg up to sky. If you want to use strap with that right foot, that's fine. Otherwise, just extend, grabbing the leg, help the hamstring out. One more breath with just this right leg. And then right leg starts to drop all the way down. Relax it on floor. Left leg lifts. Grab on. Extend it up. One more breath flows, deep inhale, exhale, cover the right leg, and we'll do 10 switches with the legs. So using hands is easier, no hands harder, 10, and switch. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try to roll up to a boat pose. With the boat pose, you can keep hands, or hands can be free. Legs can be bent or straight. Good. Hold for another 3 breaths. 2, 1. Grab onto the ankle, setting up for cobbler. Let the spine lift for just a moment, but it's an easy, relaxed tilt over for this first one. Just release. Maybe you were rocking the head left and right. Squeezing tension out of the shoulders, out of the neck. When a spine lifts up, grab your left knee, flip your left knee over to the right. Both hands plant behind you. Try to lower down to one or both elbows in a twist. Sliding the right elbow out long to the wall. Let the right hand support the head. Half happy baby with left leg. So left hand grabs left foot. Extend that leg, or just stay in the half happy baby. So motion or stillness, whatever's feeling good for a moment. Good. So this leg will straighten out, it'll drop down to the ground and then lift up, 10 like a kick and down. 9, 8, try to keep the knee rotating up to the sky. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Press back up into boat. Holding for 3 breaths when you get there. 2, 1. Slide the body back into cobbler's pose. Try to lift the spine a bit more tall. Try to tilt forward with that tall spine just a bit deeper than before, but ultimately you can relax the hands, relax the spine, just easy release forward. So as we start to rise back up, this time we grab the right knee, flip it over to left. Try to get both hands planted behind you. If possible, lower to one or both elbows. Just a nice spinal twist going on. Imagining the spinal twist is cleansing our energy channels. So anything that's keeping us stuck to the ground, helping you clear that out. 2 more breaths. Let's slide the left elbow back. The left hand supports the head. Half happy baby, right hand to the right foot. You can be rocking, you can be in stillness, maybe extension and bending. Good. So the straight leg starts to hover above the ground. We're going to rotate the knee up, and then we're kicking. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press up to boat pose. 3 breaths. 2, 1. This time set the feet down nice and wide. Relax all the way forward and through. Good, so walking back in, let's take the knees underneath us. We'll do a couple of cat-cows, let the vertebrae have a chance to wake up, adding some nice movement up and down. No sense of rush, just flowing with the body. One more cycle up, down. Nice neutral spine. Right arm extends forward, left leg back. You can stay or take 5 cycles. Elbow to knee underneath, then straighten back out. 5. Repeating 4. Exhale. Inhale, stretch. 3, 2, 1. Good. Drop the hands down. This left knee crosses behind the right knee. The toes swivel open, and we don't have to sit all the way back, but let your hips travel backwards to the point where you feel a little bit of stretching in the hip area. Good. Walking back forward and through, uncross. Take a huge hip circle. Hips go clockwise and counterclock. Beautiful. Back to neutral. Left arm forward, right leg back. Maybe stay. If you'd like to take the 5 cycles. Exhale. Inhale, stretch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down. Cross the right knee behind, toe swivel open, and then travel any amount backwards. Make sure hands feel like they're supporting you, whether they're kind of fingers pointed forward or fingers pointed backward. Good. And start to work your weight forward, uncross. Another hip circle each direction. Good. At the end of that hip circle, we're coming up to a high kneeling place. The right elbow comes under the left elbow, either the bear hug or the eagle's wrap. And 3 times at a nice slow rate, we lift the elbows up. It's a nice back bend. And then curl into a shape that's the elbows to the belly button, just kind of hunching the spine. This stretches through the spot in between shoulder blades. Good. So twice more. Unravel up. Slight back bend. Elbows lifting. And elbows to belly button. Hunch to feel that stretch in between shoulder blades. One more. In. And then as we unwind the arms for a moment, in between our first and second sides, we're either sitting or kneeling high, but the arms take a nice circle up, back and around, and then reverse. Good. Come up high. Now it's left elbow under. 3 slow cycles. Elbows lift. And into belly button, round. For 2. And round. 1 more. Good. Pause here, just a bonus breath or 2. Release the arms. Take the forearms to touch in front of us. Inhale, elbows open, 5. Exhale, touch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Either rest in child pose, or if you'd like to come up to downward facing dog already, start to stretch up to that shape. So this one's personal preference. Whenever you're ready to come up to top of mat, forward fold. Next inhale to rise. Exhale, hands down to the heart. Good. So balance with the right knee floating. We tap it into a crossed shape. We're spinning the standing leg just a little. Rise back up to where we were. Floating warrior 3. So twice like that, knee bent, starting straight. tap, and up, float. Soaring bird. One more, up, tap, up, float. Stay a bonus breath here, nice inhale. Exhale, land, warrior one. Nice, good inhale. Exhale, hands clasp behind the back. Bow forward, shoulder open. Release the right hand to the ground, left hand twist up to sky. Hop up onto the back toes. As left hand drops down, right knee lowers. Let yourself go into half split shape. Roll forward. Take the weight forward. If it's comfortable, bring arms up to sky, or even just elbows open with that wide wing shape. So nice inhale. Exhale back to the half split. Come slide this right leg underneath you. Perhaps a flow, kneeling plank or full plank, lowering down. Soft bend of your choice. Downward facing dog. So travel forward, standing forward fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands down to heart. Second side, pull the left knee. That's our starting shape. So cross the leg over, bend the stand leg just a little bit, and then back up to starting shape. Open the arms, soaring like a bird, warrior three, and back to start. Tap for two more. And up. 4. Tap for one more. And 4. Bonus breath. And land. Warrior one, arms sweep up to sky. And clasp behind the back, bow into the shoulder stretch. Nice inhale. Exhale, left hand to floor. Hop up onto the back toes, right hand to sky. Lowering the hand down, lower the back knee. Shift the front leg into half split. Weight shifts forward. If hands need to stay on the ground, that's fine. Otherwise, sweep up to sky or even open wings. Good. Back to half split, forward fold. Another good inhale. Exhale. The leg comes underneath, kneeling plank or full plank. If you'd like to go straight to child, that's fine. Otherwise, take a flow. Nice inhale. Exhale. Make your way up to top of mat, forward fold. We'll rise and grab strap. If it's close, grab it here. Otherwise, rise up and then grab it. Good. So we've got the strap. We're opening it up. We're gripping a bit wider than hips, not super wide. We're holding the hands up overhead. And then rotate your right arm a little bit forward, your left arm a little bit backward. So from here, imagine you're trying to rip the strap in two. So add some pressure, try to pull each hand away from one another. And then relax from that pressure. Leave the right arm by the ear, the left arm pulls back. So right arm by ear, other way, there you go. And then left arm pulls back. Good. Bring the arms back up to start, and then lower down. Roll the shoulders up, back, and around. Good. Float arms back up. Second side, left arm forward, right arm back. Imagine you're trying to rip the strap in two. So some activation of those muscles for a moment. And then relax. Leave the left arm by the ear. Right arm continues to pull back. That's it. Beautiful. Unwind. Drop the hands down. Again, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Slide the hands a bit wider. Here we're going to try to leave the arm straight as we rotate through the shoulder socket. So if you get here and it's not quite wide enough, slide a bit wider, continue to go down. Take 3 full cycles. If it gets easy, shorten the grip. If it's too hard, slide it wider. Nice and slow. 2. And around. Last one, let's pause at the heart spot. Just open wide. Bonus breath. And exhale, drop. When you lift, there's a new tough spot. It's kind of right behind the shoulders. So lift to that spot. Bonus breath. Nice exhale. Then inhale to complete. And relax, step off to side. And let's again take the elbows together, open up 5, and touch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. So, eagle's position, right elbow under left, bear hug or palm wrap. Set up the shoulders in a nice way. So maybe elbows are lifting a little bit as shoulders push down. Set the hips back. Either tap the right leg over, the right toes on the ground, or try to go for the full calf wrap, full eagle's pose. Balancing for 3 breaths. 2, 1. Spread everything open, slope the knee for a moment, kick back, warrior 3. Flying. Soft land, warrior 1, arms float. Open up, warrior 2. Back and forth between extended side angle. And then reverse warrior. 2 more. It's like we're flapping these huge wings that we have. And back. 1. Back. Good. Warrior 2. And then turn the legs open, 45-degree angles. Hands rest on the inner thighs. Help to press the hips open. Squatting down, pressing into the thighs. You can lean forward a bit, that's fine. Good. Straighten the legs, turn the toes forward, drop down, wide angle forward. Soften to the knees, roll up. Pivot the toes forward to pyramid pose shape. So both heels are on the ground, the hips are all the way square forward. And then we bend forward, leaving the front leg straight. So maybe hands stay on the shin, maybe go to block, maybe go to floor. Hoping the hands forward on the ground, float the right leg high, it's flying. Tap the right knee to the back of the left knee like an eagle shape, and then extend back up. Just twice more, tap, and reach. Tap, and reach. Good, left foot crosses behind the right foot. And then we're in a forward fold with the legs crossed. Foot on the ground. Right behind us. Right behind us. We'll rise up. You can uncross the feet now or uncross when we're all the way up. Your choice. Rise up safely with balance. Feet are uncrossed. Second side. Left elbow under. Set up the shoulders in a good way, maybe shoulders down, elbows up. Start to set the hips back. Maybe left side taps, the toes tap on the ground, or maybe we're taking the full calf wrap. 3 breaths. 2. 1. Spread arms open, float the knee for a moment, and then kick back warrior 3. Warrior 1, landing. Nice inhale. Exhale, open warrior 2. 3 cycles, moving through our wings, extended side angle, lean forward, and reverse warrior, leaning backward. 2. 1. Good. Turn the toes open, 45-degree angles. Squat down, press into the knees. Even a shoulder rotation this time. Right shoulder can sit forward. Left shoulder. Good. Back through center. Straighten the legs, turn the toes forward, wide angle forward fold. Bending the knees to roll up. Turn to the front of the room. Pyramid. 2 straight legs, hips are all the way forward with us, so shorten stance if that's not the case. Good. Start to bend forward. Hands held forward on the ground, float left leg high. And tap the knee. 3. And fly. 2. 1. Good. Left foot on the ground, but it's crossed behind. Relax into that shape. Exhale, uncross now or later. Rise up. Uncross. Big toes are closed, toes are slightly separated. We're gonna try going into a little toe squat. So inner thighs continue to squeeze. If the toe squat's not gonna work, you're taking fierce pose. Otherwise, drop the hips all the way down. Keep on squeezing inner thighs together, a little bit of lift. Good. Whether from fierce or from this toe squat, bring the hands over to the left side, a little spinal twist. Good, try to find the balance back up in the center. Good, beautiful, beautiful. And over to the right. Beautiful, center. Work our way softly down to a seated place. So we'll take the right leg as deep as it wants to go. It could be cross leg, it could be shin stack, it could be all the way to knee stack today. It's depending on what feels comfortable for knees and hips. And we're gonna do the full cow's face pose. So this one could be useful with strap. Taking strap into the right hand goes to base of neck. Left hand comes from the low back, grabbing the strap, and you try to walk the 2 points together. If you make contact with your fingers, you can switch to finger drift. Try to lengthen spine up tall. We'll be lifting here for about 3 breaths. Good. All right, guys. Breath is like the gliding air. 2. 1. And then you can choose to keep the hand clasped as we lean forward or release entirely, relaxing forward. Good, so rolling up, let's switch the legs out. Left has cross leg, shin stack, or knee stack. Whatever's working best. This time it's left hand is the high point, is at base of neck. Right hand grabs from under, try to walk the 2 points together. Posture's tall, head's pressing back. Try to slow down the breath a little. Last inhale. Easy exhale. You can keep the hand clasp or release to do the forward fold. More breath, nice inhale, easy exhale. Good, as we uncross the legs, let there be a few nice windshield wipers. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to take this strap, bind it up. One last soaring pose of the day. Got a nice wide circle. And by the way, you could choose to just use the hands to grab the foot instead if you like. But the idea here is right foot in one end of the strap, back of head in the other end, or just use the strap to grab on with your hands. It's one last chance for the right hamstring area to have lots of length. So it should be a decently restful spot. If you get here and the circumference isn't quite tight enough to fill the stretch, feel free to tighten it. We'll relax into the shape just a couple more breaths. Support the head by grabbing onto each end of the strap and then switch. So you're stepping the left foot directly in, right foot drops out. Let this left leg have its chance to fly. To soar, to just glide. Enjoy the back of the neck getting its stretch as well. One more beautiful breath flows in here and out. Take a moment to step both feet into the circumference. Perhaps you leave the hands up, perhaps you hug the hands around the calves or the hamstrings. Either way, it's just a nice supported forward fold, but flipped around. So enjoy that stretch through hamstrings, through back, both legs working together. One more nice inhale. Exhale. We'll start to release. If you want any last stretches before Shavasana, this is a point to take them. Stretching through any last things that need the focus. Eventually, when you're ready for Shavasana, let the body be expansive. So no rush to get there, but just a nice open body, open heart. Like usual, no rush to be in Shavasana. But when the body's ready to be resting in that expansive shape, imagine the slow breath cycles flowing in and out, or like the air under the bird's wings, helping it to just glide and feel yourself being that bird gliding. Practically just floating, zero effort, but such freedom. So we'll be here for a few minutes, just let that breath flow. Begin to deepen the inhales and the exhales. Introduce little movements back to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Stretching out in ways that feel really good. Perhaps a nice fetal position off to one side if you'd like. Enjoy a few bonus breaths, maybe 2 or 3 more cycles until you feel ready to rise. So as we rise, we'll join hands together in front of heart. Returning back to that image of the bird freely floating, we remember I can fight against the wind, or I can use it. Use those struggles of life. Use what could be very tough to instead learn how to glide and have the time of your life. So with this idea to help lead us on, let's wrap up the time we shared together with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light, and happiness, and peace. Namaste.